Hey everyone! So as promised, this is my Benefit blush collection video, and I did try to film this already, not today, on a previous day, and I ran into some problems and I had to delete the video and it never went up. So I don't know what the problem was that day, but hopefully it will work today. I don't know if it was the lighting or I just wasn't doing good with the swatches. I don't know what the problem was, but hopefully everything will work out okay today. So let's get right into it. Benefit blushes, the majority of the time, come in these cute little boxes, and you get varying amounts of product. I was looking at the amount before I started filming, and for example, the new Rocketeur blush has 5 grams of product. My Sugar Bomb has 12 grams, my Dallas has 9, so every box has a different amount. It isn't a specific set amount of product that you get. They go $28, $29, right around there. So they are pretty expensive, but I don't feel like you would really get through a whole box of this blush unless that's all you used and you used just that blush every single day. But I think most people that are into makeup, you know, they have a lot of different things that they use, and they use different ones every day to kind of mix it up. Sometimes we get fixated with a specific blush and we do use it repetitively, but for the most part I really don't think you would get through a whole box of these. They do have another form of blush, which is their tints, and I am absolutely going to include that in this video, and I'll tell you why when I get to that product. But let's start with their newest one, which is Rocketeur. And oh, and by the way, I don't have every single blush that they make. They've got a lot of them. Let's start with Rocketeur. This is their newest one. This is a rose gold, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I found myself using this every single day after I bought it, and then after I had used it like 4 or 5 days in a row, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, you have other blushes besides this, so you really don't need to use this every single day. But I was really enjoying it. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I was very hesitant about buying this because I wasn't really sure how it would look on me. But I like it a lot. I think it looks good, and this is the problem that I was having when I filmed this video before, is I was having a hard time with these swatches showing up, and that's what it looks like swatched. I'm hoping that the reason why the swatches didn't show up the last time I tried to film this video was because it wasn't a sunny day, so hopefully you can see that color. But it's just a rose gold color, and I think that the color that it shows up in the box is pretty accurate as to how it looks on your skin. Just, it gives you like a nice glowy look, I'll say. Next up is Sugar Bomb, and this was the very first Benefit blush that I ever bought. I was always like put off by the price of these, but this is what got me started, and once you buy one of their blushes, you kind of want to buy more because, I don't know, there's something about them, they're really nice. One thing that I wanted to mention about their blushes is in regards to the pigmentation. They're not crazy pigmented like NARS blushes are, but they're not sheer either. I would say they fall somewhere in the middle, and it certainly depends on what color you choose too, because some are more pigmented than others, but I would put them at a medium pigmentation. The lighter the shade is, the harder it's going to be to get it to show up on your skin, but I would say that that is usually the case. Not always, but usually. So anyways, Sugar Bomb. Yeah, this was the very first blush that I ever bought, and it's one of those multi-colored blushes that, you know, I guess you could try to use it individually, but it would be awfully hard to get a small brush in there and then use that on your cheek. So what most people do is just, you know, swirl it together. So if you swirl all the colors together, what you get is sort of a peachy color. But when you swatch it on your skin, it's, yeah, I would say it's like a golden peach. Which normally peach would not look good on me, but this one, for some reason, it does. Kind of like with the rose gold Rocketeur blush. It's the same thing. I wouldn't have expected that color to look good on me, but it does. So, I don't know, there's something magical that happens with these Benefit blushes, because it seems like no matter which one I buy or what color I buy, they all seem to look good. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. The next one that I'm going to show you is called Dallas, and this is a plum, but it's a golden plum, I'm going to say. And let me swatch that one for you. So see, that's, oops, I don't want to mess up what you're seeing there with the mirror. The boxes usually have little mirrors inside the cover there. So that's what that looks like, and yeah, so this is sort of a golden plum, or a plum with gold undertones. So that's Dallas, and then the next one I'm going to show you is Colorstay. And you know, you can kind of figure out that this is a coral color. And this is sort of like Sugar Bomb, but not really. As a matter of fact, let me swatch that right next to Sugar Bomb. And that's what the swatch looks like. So to me, this is more peachier than Sugar Bomb is. I don't know. They're both peach. They're just like different shades of peach. I would say this is lighter, a lighter shade. The Sugar Bomb ends up being a deeper shade of peach, and Colorstay is a lighter, brighter shade. Yeah. And I did want to mention, I don't have it, but there used to be a color, it's been discontinued now, but it was called Georgia, speaking of peach blushes. And if anybody has that, can you tell me how that compares to Colorstay and or Sugar Bomb? I'm just curious, because that blush was available when I first really started getting into the whole YouTube thing, and I didn't buy it, and then by the time I got into the Benefit blushes, it had been discontinued and the opportunity to get it was gone. Now, of course, I know I could always get it on eBay or something like that, but I personally don't do the whole eBay thing. That's just, you know, my personal choice. And so anyways, I was just curious for anybody who had Georgia, you know, how does that compare with Colorstay and or Sugar Bomb? Sugar Bomb. Just wondering. Okay, next up is Dandelion. And this is another one of those peachy blushes, but what I can tell you about this is when I am fair and I don't have a tan like I do now, this looks amazing on pale skin. So if you have very, very fair skin and you have a hard time finding a blush that looks good on you, you've got to try Dandelion, because it is the ultimate blush for pale skinned people. And there's what it looks like swatched. And let's see, where can I swatch this? It's not going to show up too well swatched on me right now, because I am about 3 shades darker than I normally would be, like in the middle of winter. So it doesn't really show up on me right now, but when my tan fades, I will start reaching for this again, because it just looks amazing. And I wish that Oh, you know what? I can show you maybe on the other side of my arm that doesn't get the sun. Okay, there we go. So I'm sure you can see that better now. Yeah, there it is, right there. So it just, see how pretty, it's just like really light and bright and just looks really good on pale skin. And then the single most important, I think, benefit blush that I own is the last one I'm going to show you, which is Benetint. And you get 0.4 fluid ounces. And it's a liquid, a rose liquid tint. This is what I'm wearing today for my blush. You can use this on your cheeks or your lips. Although I don't really like the way it feels on my lips. It feels kind of strange, so I don't really use it that way that often, to be honest. But the reason why I think that this is like the most important blush, or the one that I would recommend most highly to any of you that had never bought a Benefit blush before, is the rose flush that you get looks the most natural and is going to make you look just the healthiest, I would say. And it's going to be like the least artificial of a look and the most natural. And, you know, depending on the color of your skin, you can use less. If you're fair, you can use more if you're darker. But I really feel like this would just look so pretty on anyone, really. It's the most universally flattering color is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people are intimidated by the fact that it is a stain and that it's a liquid, and people think, oh, you know, isn't that difficult to apply? Not at all. What I do is I just go like that, okay, let most of the liquid drain off, and then I put 3 dots right across the cheek area. Then I take a small stippling brush and just kind of swirl it lightly across the area. And I'm telling you, it seems like it would be difficult to apply, but it's really not. Or if you know that's not your thing, with the small stippling brush, you can also easily blend it with your fingers. But just be careful where you put it. That's all I'm going to say, because you have to think in terms of, you know, where exactly do I want this on my cheek and what is it going to look like once it's blended in. So however you normally apply your blush, okay, that's what I'm going to say, is put it in the place where you would normally put your blush. Blend it in with either your fingers or a brush, and I think you'll be surprised how much you would like this blush. So that would be my #1 recommendation, is the Benetint. And they also have Posy Tint, which is a pink tint, which I don't have yet and would like to get at some point. But I really feel like the Rose Benetint is more universally flattering to everyone. So that is my Benefit blush collection, and I have 6 of them now since I've gotten Rocketeur, and I think it's a great product. Little expensive, but like I said, I really don't think you would go through a whole box, or, you know, can you imagine how long it would take to use this bottle of Benetint? So I think this might be $30 for these, but I mean, really, I just can't even imagine if you're just using, you know, tiny little dot, you're not going to go through a bottle of this. And, you know, if $30 is too much to spend, I would say, you know, maybe get one with a friend and divide it in half and dump half of it into another container that was small and airtight, and then you only have to spend $15 a piece, because really, I mean, I'm not going to go through this ever, I don't think. So that is my Benefit blush collection video. I hope you enjoyed that and found it helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.